All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. This one is called Evil Dad Live Streams 10-Year-Old Son's Torture. Very dark title, man. Very dark. This is an hour banger. Buckle your seatbelts up. Let's go.
What's the location of your emergency?
My son is unresponsive right now.
Is he breathing?
Yeah, but barely. And it smells real rotten. Now something coming out his nose.
He's like, Dad, help.
On December 13th, 2019, in Dayton, Ohio, 30-year-old Al McLean makes this 911 call after realizing that his 10-year-old son, Dakota Collins, is unconscious.
What's the location of your emergency?
Yes, my son is unresponsive right now.
Your son
and
is
I need
Hold on. Okay, you said your son is unresponsive?
Yeah.
Okay, how old is he?
He's a child with a lot of medical issues. So what he do is he'll just not have it.
Stop, just for a minute. How old is he?
He's 11 years old.
Okay.
In 3 days.
The following is based on official police records, and some of the footage has never been seen before.
And when you say he's unresponsive, is he breathing?
Yeah, but barely.
We're going to go ahead and start CPR, okay? So keep him laying at where he is, okay?
Okay. He got something coming out his mouth.
Okay, what's coming out? What do you think is coming out?
I'm not sure what it is. He won't stop at no cost.
Okay.
You all right?
Is he responding to it at all? Is he breathing?
It's hard to say. I see his eyes.
Okay, and what are his eyes doing? Like, are they moving? Is any part of his body moving?
No.
All right. Am I tripping? All right. If your son is going through a medical emergency and you the father, you will sound a little like more panicking, like, hey, I don't know what to do. He's not coughing. He's not doing this. He's not that. Like, you will panic a little more. Like, this dad sound too laid back. He just all relaxed, like, yeah, you know, he's not coughing. He's not, damn.
He's just still.
If you think his mouth is
now something coming out his nose. He's throwing up out his nose now.
Dispatch then instructs Al to begin CPR, but despite the seriousness of the situation, this is far easier said than done.
I'm blowing in his breath, and it smells real rotten in the inside of his stomach.
You're going to cover his mouth with your mouth. Go ahead.
Oh, my God.
Though Al struggles to perform mouth-to-mouth, he continues with chest compressions until emergency services and police officers arrive. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so you're doing a good job. Okay.
Here now.
Okay, go ahead and open the door for me.
Step outside for me.
While emergency services race to save Dakota, Al is asked to move to the front porch. Dakota is rushed to the Children's Medical Center. Tragically, once there, the 10-year-old is pronounced dead.
Damn.
However, this is just the beginning of the troubling revelations. As soon as officers arrived at Al's home, they made some disturbing observations, which were then confirmed by the medical staff who attempted to save Dakota's life. Following these discoveries, Al was brought to the police station to answer questions regarding the circumstances surrounding his son's death.
Want to have a seat right here? In that blue chair? That blue chair right there. The lady's here to come talk to you. Gonna be cool? Yes, sir. Okay, man. All right.
It's over for you, buddy.
What's going on? I'm Detective Sloss. Detective Price is going to be coming in a minute, too. Here we go.
It's over for you, buddy.
Okay.
Al was placed in handcuffs following an altercation that took place moments before this interview. While in another room, Al picked up a chair and began pounding on the door and walls with it.
Oh, yeah. This is about to be interesting. Y'all. All right, let's see.
Officers told him to put the chair down, and when he failed to do so, they used force to subdue him and place him in the cuffs.
Have you ever been raised race before?
Yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I please have some water? I ain't had water in 6-7 hours, please.
Yes. We will get you water in 1 minute. Somebody can probably grab it. Yeah. Okay.
Following the incident with the officers, Al stated that he had an injury to his lip.
Just brought you some water.
Can I get a photo of my lip?
We'll take care of it. Just drink it like you're drinking rum.
My lip hurting. Get up good.
Once Al has had a satisfactory drink, the detective gets down to business.
We are going to be interviewing you in regards to the crime of a homicide.
Uh-oh. It's over for you, buddy.
Homicide, that's like premeditated.
Homicide's kind of a catch-all for somebody that died more than likely not of natural causes. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it kind of covers a lot of things. It could be murder, it could be...
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't even know why my child is dead. You hear me? I still don't know.
If your child's dead?
No, they just told me he dead, but they didn't tell me what killed him or anything like that. You hear me?
Although Al claims that he was just told about Dakota's death, he had actually been given a grim update just moments after emergency services arrived at his home.
Born dead. Here, is he your child? Dead. Breathing. So he's not breathing at all? All right. I tried to keep the guys here as fast as I could.
This was only the beginning of the
What?
disconcerting things Al would say to investigate.
This nigga said, all right. Is he not breathing? No. All right. I tried to get y'all here as fast as I could. This nigga don't feel nothing for his son. Damn.
In the interrogation room, the detective begins reading him his rights.
No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. Okay, do you
I
know?
don't want to agree to that right now. That man just bopped me in my told me I did it. So I feel that was pressure right there. I wanted to speak immediately.
You what?
I feel like he pressured me.
Okay. But are you wanting to talk to us now? You have that right.
Yes, I do.
Al eventually agrees to waive his rights, and the detective begins by addressing one of the first things officers and emergency services noticed about Dakota.
First of all, he had marks all over his body.
It's every day. Now, sometime I had to spank his behind just to prevent him from hurting himself. This boy jumped out the window before. Just straight out the window. There is no stopping him. I'm afraid. I've been telling people I was afraid, but at the same time, it was nothing I can do. And I mean, I can understand the fact that he had marks all over his body. You'd be surprised just to sit there and watch him do it. Or just to see there and you could just be like, stop, or no, or don't, and he's going to whack, he's going to bam, he's going to jump, he's going to flip, he's going to kick. We had stairs he was letting up. He would kick him like that, you know what I mean, and kick him all kind of ways in the corner.
Al will explain these odd claims in greater detail shortly, but for now the detectives establish who else lived in the home. The house was actually owned by Al's girlfriend, 30-year-old Amanda Hinsey.
Oh, hell no, man. Wait, somebody else was living there while this is going on? God damn, that's like a girlfriend week. Hey, but look, somebody else was living there while this is going on. It's crazy. And the one thing, again, that I always point out when we do these reactions, man, look how dirty these motherfuckers' house is, bro. God damn. Why is everybody's house so fucking dirty in these videos, man? Golly.
Who lived there along with her sister, 27-year-old Jennifer Jenny Ebert, and Al's 3-year-old brother. Al and Amanda began raising Al's younger brother when his mother was no longer able to care for him. Neither Amanda nor Jenny were Dakota's mother, but both would eventually speak with authorities and add twisted layers to this already troubling case.
Oh my God.
I had to just send Dakota upstairs. I mean, the living environment, it was fine. It wasn't, it was perfect, actually. When he went up there, it didn't stink. He had a bed, he had clothes, he had everything he wanted. But this is the point that I'm trying to make as a parent. This how far this go. Like, I can't get a boy a blanket. Because if I give him a blanket, now he has marks all over his body from him pissing on himself and wrapping around his own blanket.
Investigators would soon take a closer look at Dakota's living situation, and what they find couldn't be further from Al's description of perfect.
Anytime that I put my hands on him, it was to keep him from hurting himself. And I mean, far as I wouldn't beat him with anything, I would just grab him and like, hey, enough's enough, like arms behind your back, like the police do, you know what I mean? It was never punch you in the eye or slam you or, you know what I mean? Never tried to do nothing out the way to him just to keep him from hurting himself.
Already, Al has packed his interview with a lot of information and disturbing claims. Seeking a clearer understanding of what was going on, investigators brought Al's girlfriend Amanda in to speak with them.
What?
Did they say how he died? What happened? I didn't tell you. That's why we want to talk to you.
Some sick people, man.
You still have the right to a lawyer? Yeah, if you want a lawyer, you can, like I said, you can stop at any time. You request an attorney.
After clarifying, Amanda agrees to speak with them, but has one more question before they begin.
And where my sister's at? Yeah, she's, we just put her in a different room.
Bipolar and ADHD and depression, and she's not all there. She's got a learning disability, so I'm not sure she's all right.
She's not
All right. What is going on here, bro? Everybody got issues in that house. It sounds like they collecting a check from everybody. It sounds like this is a house where they're hoarding victims with disabilities and mental issues, and they're collecting checks. That's what I'm starting to think. But the house isn't showing that they're getting money. The house is filthy. Who knows? Let's see.
all there, like,
She has a learning disability. She doesn't talk much.
she doesn't talk much.
She never had a job. I kind of took care of her.
Tell me about Dakota.
What about him?
I mean, just kind of tell me about him. I don't know anything about him.
Well, when we first got together, he was fighting for custody of him in Wisconsin. That's how we met. He got overnight visits with him, and he was a good kid. Bounced around foster home. Then after probably a few years after we got custody, we moved here in 2014. He went to school at Horseman. He had a lot of behavior problems. He hurt me with a knife one time, so I took all the knives away.
Let me ask you this. He stayed upstairs?
Did he stay up there?
He stayed up there, right? When you
Yeah.
were talking about him pooping and peeing and everything up there?
Yeah.
Like,
But-
locked up there?
We never locked him up there.
Despite this claim, Al and Amanda don't appear to be on the same page when it comes to what went on in the attic.
So who goes in the upstairs?
No, we leave it locked because it leaks. No, it's off limits.
So why is there urine and stuff up there?
Our dogs go up there sometimes.
And he and
Our
buckets?
dogs go up there.
You guys train your dog to pee in buckets?
There's no buckets up there.
Yeah, there's
a
buckets
swimming
with urine
pool
in there.
There shouldn't be no buckets in there.
In the attic, investigators found a small, barren room that smelled strongly of urine and feces. There were no working lights, but there was a bucket, the pools Amanda mentioned, and a yellow stool with two of the legs missing.
What?
This stool would become sickeningly relevant as Al's interrogation continued. Investigators also noted there was what appeared to be blood smeared on the attic walls, a large clear plastic tarp, and a shower curtain that both appeared to have feces all over them, and a green cot that resembled a lawn chair. It was later determined that this was Dakota's bed.
Whoa.
Curiously, investigators noticed right away that the home was filled with images of Al, Amanda, Jenny, and Al's little brother, but not one picture showed Dakota. While these discoveries were unsettling, they were nothing compared to what Al would eventually reveal.
But the thing is, like,
Golly.
when I did have counselors speak to him, he would play them so slick to the point where it'd be like, he was all good and golden. Like, they wouldn't believe the stories that I tell them. Yeah. You know what I mean? For me to tell somebody that he's getting it in like that, and he didn't have to do it. It's not something that we forced upon him or anything like that. Like, if I would give him ice cream and a couple cigarettes, not that I ever gave him any, but just speaking in general, like, he would do anything in the world. You know what I mean? Anything in the world that you ask him, only when he get his way. He was a bully.
Even during the 911 call as his son lay unresponsive in front of him, Al made similar remarks to the dispatcher.
You said he has medical history. What kind of medical history does he have?
Just mental behavior. See, he just hurts himself all the time. He wake up, don't get his way, slam his head, eat his.
All right, I understand. Okay.
It never ends.
He got suspended, so where's he going to school?
He was going to Horseman. He's been homeschooled for the last 2 years.
Who's homeschooling him?
I was.
Oh my God, bro. Hey, this should be sick, dog. That this should be happening to kids out there. And I know somebody see it. I know somebody notice it. Like, come on, bro. Y'all don't say nothing. God damn, this nigga got this nigga living in a goddamn cage. But then again, a lot of these motherfuckers don't be having family. If the nigga locked in a house, nobody know the kid exists. It could be some dark turns and angles to this story, but that's crazy, dog. They torturing this young little kid like this, and this is his son, man. That's dark.
Yeah.
Why do you have to think about that?
My lip hurt. I'm just like, I've been up for 3 days. As I'm telling you, I still haven't took a nap, been to sleep. So I'm doing my best.
Once again, Al and Amanda's stories are not aligning.
So where does he go to school now?
He's homeschooled
By who?
me. I give make homework assignments. I usually print them off at the library and then I give them to my sister to give to him. And then he reads his books and all that.
While Al claims Dakota was being homeschooled for the past 2 years because he'd been suspended, investigators eventually spoke with some of the teachers at the Horace Mann Elementary School, and they painted a very different picture of not only Dakota, but Al as well.
Oh, shit.
His principal didn't recall Dakota having any behavioral problems.
I would say a well-rounded student here at school, friendly, helpful. He wanted to just kind of please people, so anything that he can do to help out, he will volunteer.
Investigators asked one of his teachers if Dakota would act out in the ways that Al claimed.
Dakota, I never saw anything like that whatsoever. Dakota would usually take himself to separate himself from all the other students, sometimes the other adults, and just kind of stand and cry for that matter. I never personally saw him do anything where he would harm himself. He was a very emotional child. I wouldn't say he was necessarily violent in any way. He would definitely get down on himself and be really sad. He did tend to cry quite a bit, but I mean, he was one of the sweetest children. He loved to make people laugh.
Wow,
and,
polar opposite of what the
happy-go-lucky all the time.
However, as shared by the school nurse, the staff also noticed concerning things about Dakota.
What I do remember is that he was very thin, and I know that people on breakfast would give him extra food and stuff like that, you know, because he was always hungry. And that oftentimes we would wash his clothes because he had a strong smell of urine all the time. So he would stay in the clinic, and I had extra clothes he would wear while I washed his clothes and put it back on. And
see, this is my question. This is what I was asking. Like, how do y'all realize this? And like, they don't call like CPS on the family. Like, how you don't call CPS on the family? Like, he's coming to school smelling like urine every day. He's starving. He's skinny. You know something. All the signs are there that something is going wrong, man. Like, something ain't right at the house. Like, nah, fuck that. Call CPS. Get that motherfucking house checked, man. Now this nigga dead, man. That's fucked up. Rest in peace to him.
And I know Dad didn't like that. He didn't like that we were washing his clothes, but, you know, I felt bad for the poor kid.
As far as Al's claim that he began homeschooling Dakota because he'd been suspended, the school's principal expressed an entirely different account of events.
Dakota had an accident on himself, needed to get changed. Dad was aware of that and was upset. I don't want my son going to the clinic. I'm tired of you all questioning my son. That was over the phone. And then I know when he came in, I saw Dad face to face, and that was right before he was withdrawn from school, before Dakota was withdrawn from school. And Dad said he was pulling him out because he was upset with us in regards to calling children's services and questioning his son. And he didn't want him here anymore.
Members of the school's staff had called children's services on multiple occasions.
Okay, there we go.
But it seemed that those reports went nowhere as Dakota was soon withdrawn to be homeschooled.
Damn.
It's clear that there's a disconnect with how Al describes his 10-year-old son and what his teachers recall. But the question is, why would a father depict his own child so negatively? Horrifically, Al is only getting warmed up and will soon make his most unsettling and shocking claims yet.
I want to talk about today. You said you haven't been to sleep, is that right?
I still haven't, no ma'am.
Okay. So what happened when he woke up this morning then?
He never went to sleep.
Okay, so then what happened, what's been going on since 6 a.m. this morning?
So 6 a.m. this morning, I look at the camera, I see him plunging on his table, his chair. I don't think nothing about it. I'm just like, he's doing his normal weird thing. So sometimes I felt
Look at the camera. Okay.
like ignorance was the best answer because he was basically just seeking attention at any cost. You know what I mean? Any cost. He's been dealing with this since he was younger. He's been in the system since he was 2 years old. Anytime he didn't have his way, he'd make sure CPS show up at the house.
Okay, so keep going with your
And he would tell him just anything. The most outlandish thing. My daddy said, kill myself. I'm gonna, this, that, and the third.
The next part of Al's story is stomach-churning, making it clear that the horrific reveals have only just begun.
I'll get up around, say about 8 o'clock, go get him his breakfast and stuff like that. So I go up there, and he's laying on his tarp, and he got it in his butt. I'm like, what the hell do you think you're doing? I say, pull it out right now. he wants to get the wrestling, and you know what I mean? Either way.
I don't know what you mean because I don't live in your house, so.
Well, he want to get wrestling and aggressive. Like, he don't want me to take it out of him, and he don't want me to have it, period. You know? So, I grab it out. Blood squirt. Yup. And it started dripping. So, put him in the shower. I put him in the bathtub, and I tried to clean it up and look at it to see if it was, worth me taking him to the ER right away. But to the eye, I'm not a doctor. It didn't look that bad.
What?
So I'm just thinking.
What did you see?
Just like his butt hole with a little blood. Because, I checked it out afterwards. I'm like, whoa, let me see. And she didn't did. And it was a little swollen. Okay.
So you didn't see any injuries or anything?
Nothing too heavy. What? I seen his butt swollen and his legs and his arms and all that, but I see that every day.
The detectives will dive deeper into the details of Al's claims, but for now they let him continue with his disturbing story. Al says that after bathing him, he sent Dakota upstairs.
I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, Dad, help.
What time was this when you heard him say, Dad, help?
I can't tell you exactly. I ain't had no clock in front of me.
Approximately. Was it?
I ain't been asleep in 3 days. The time, I'm pretty bad off right now when it come down to the time.
Okay. So was it?
I know it was
long before you called the police or shortly before you called the police?
Once he said, Dad, help, I called the police 5 minutes later.
Okay.
Less than that.
Okay.
Just
so
enough to rinse him off.
He's upstairs and he says, Dad, help.
Yep.
And you come downstairs, you come upstairs?
Yep.
And what happens when you're upstairs? He's talking to you. He calls for help.
Yep. He was talking to me. And then he just quit talking to me. And
upstairs?
Yep. But he was doing like this. Like, help. So I go up there to help him out. And he got some stuff coming out of his mouth. You know what I mean?
What?
On my head, I'm thinking it all automatically.
Al then describes helping Dakota down the stairs to go back into the bathroom.
He's still talking?
No, not much. So but he's still moving. His eyes is looking at me. He's doing his normal thing.
His eyes are looking at you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's his normal thing?
Just the freak out that I was telling you about. The freak show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But this only happens when he's out a lot of options.
Did he have his clothes?
Trouble.
Did he have clothes on?
Did he have clothes on at the time?
Yeah. What was he wearing?
No, he didn't have no clothes on. And the reason I didn't give him no clothes is because if I give him clothes, he's going to spoil them right away.
Amanda is also asked about the issue.
So they just got the kid up in the basement, sleeping naked. This is crazy. There's some real sickos in the world, man. Like, the fuck is going on? This shit is like hard to watch. I ain't gonna lie. This shit is
of Dakota's clothing.
What clothes does he wear?
He had jeans and khaki pants and t-shirts. I had to throw 99% of them out.
What did he have left?
He only had a couple of pairs left until I got him some more. They were in his room.
And the room where all the toddler clothes were?
Yes.
Last time I checked, he doesn't wear toddler size.
I kept all the clothes there.
Yet when investigators finished with a thorough search of the house, they didn't find any clothing that would have fit Dakota. As upsetting as this is, it's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the horror that Dakota endured.
I just wanted to make sure before I wasted the authorities' time that he was not playing around. So I'm like, it is normal. You feel me?
Okay.
Because usually I could be like, you stop right now. Like right now, or really not scare him, or I'll just be like, maybe I'll take your dinner away tomorrow. Wouldn't do that, but as a dad, I gotta come up with something to try to make a person think that you're serious.
After realizing that it actually was serious, Al says that he finally called 911. Though the detectives are still trying to make sense of Al's story, he changes the subject to ask them a noteworthy question.
Am I the only one being charged here?
I don't think anybody's been charged yet.
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay. I don't know what's going on, you hear me?
Okay. He just dry snitched right there. He dry snitched, y'all. Nobody even said nothing about charging you, brother. Am I the only one being charged? Now you letting it be known by asking that question. You letting it be known that somebody else is in this shit with me. By the way, I don't think y'all asking that person Y'all know who it is? Like, you basically dry snitching, my brother. But let's keep watching, man.
Since Al has inquired about anyone else possibly being charged, the detectives follow this train of thought.
Who else was home today when this was all going on?
Nobody that I was aware of. The house
Nobody's
is pretty
been home
big.
all day?
Mm-mm.
The house is pretty big?
Yeah. Yeah, nobody that I was aware of was home.
And Amanda wasn't there?
Not that I'm aware of. I've been
Jennifer
sitting
wasn't
there so
there?
long. Me and Jenny never talked.
Why not?
Just because. There ain't no drama. That's like my girlfriend's sister, so try to keep it short.
She lives with you and she helps take care of your children, right?
Oh, my God.
In her interview, Amanda explains where she and Jenny were that afternoon when Al was trying to resuscitate Dakota.
So tell me what happened today.
I woke up around 1 p.m. and I left. I grabbed my sister and
1 p.m.
to get to the bank before they closed. I had to put some money in the bank, and I made a couple other errands. And then I got back home, and the cops were there. They didn't tell me anything that was going on. Al came out and said Dakota was unresponsive, and he had to call the ambulance. That's all I know.
By the time Amanda and Jenny arrived back at the house, Al was already on the porch, and Dakota was being rushed to the hospital. There may be a very good reason Amanda was in a rush to get out of the house, but she wouldn't be confronted about it just yet.
Did you go by Walgreens too?
Yep. Stopped at Walgreens, stopped my friend.
This seemingly insignificant detail will actually be crucial to help decipher how much Amanda actually knew. With Al and Amanda sharing vastly different recollections about Dakota, investigators turn to the third adult in the home, Jenny, hoping she may share some insights. Her testimony would prove to be exactly what they were looking for.
So Jenny, if you just tuned in right now, Jenny has ADHD, she's bipolar, all kind of stuff. So let's see what goes on here. This is a sister to the girlfriend. Let's see what goes on.
But what she has to share is far more harrowing than anyone can imagine.
I'm not going down with this. I don't care.
I'm not going down for this. Oh, wow. Here we go.
She can hate me all she wants. She can hate me all she wants. I don't care.
She sent on some information for sure.
Somewhat ironically, Jenny is wearing a shirt that says, "I'd help, but I don't want to."
Let's start from the beginning. Okay. Tell me what this is.
Well, I moved down here 3 years ago.
Okay.
And, well, I moved down here because I had to take care of the boys. And that was the whole deal, that I take care of the house and the boys, and he would buy my dog food or whatever, and clean the house and do all this. So, I can't.
You're okay, honey. Take a breath.
She's about to crack like a breakfast egg. Here we go.
I'm going to tell everything. I guess I told my I was going to talk because I'm not going down for this no more.
Okay.
Because they always say that if anything happens, we're all going down. Well, I'm not going down as much as they are. I'm tired.
Oh,
Somebody told you all were going down for it?
Whoa.
Who?
Amanda.
Amanda told you all were going to go down for it? Okay.
When they get to the topic of Dakota, Jenny's reaction is markedly different than her sister and Al's.
I can't do that. Can you give me a second? Just
Take your time.
But he was in that room downstairs, and then he was misbehaving because he was pooping everywhere. He could use the bathroom anytime, whatever, like a normal child. But he would refuse to use the bathroom and use it himself every night and everything. And first he started spanking him, putting him in the corner. Then it escalated from there. And then he would start punching him, kicking him, elbowing him in the gut, smacking him across the head and everything.
Whoa.
And then he recently started using a taser on him.
Oh, no. Bad shit. Oh, I never did anything. The most I would did was I'll put him in, I'll arrest him. I'll put his hands behind his back. I'll never do nothing to him. Polar opposite story right here. Kicking, punching, slapping, tasering. Come on now.
Then we got this metal spatula down, or whatever, that he used to beat him with.
Back with Al, the detectives ask about something else unsettling that they noticed in the home.
So you watched him on the camera?
I was, yes.
Okay. How come we couldn't see that view of the camera when we were there?
That I don't know.
When investigated camera on the floor.
Did you unplug it before you called the police?
No.
No? Okay. It's just odd to me that we couldn't see that view that you keep
It works sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
It's a 24-hour job, though.
So like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I do the best I can. I can't keep functioning for 24 hours.
In her interview, Jenny explains a bit more about the surveillance system set up in the home.
So there was a camera upstairs? Yeah. They kept a camera up there.
Jenny telling it all.
In the attic?
To watch him.
Jenny telling
Is
it
that
all.
stuff recorded? What is it, live? So you can only watch it while it's going on?
Why exactly Dakota was being watched at all times wouldn't be fully explained until later. For now, Al continues to lament his situation.
I done had social services at my house maybe 40, 50 times.
Damn.
I done had, even to the doctor, like, oh, we cracked this nugget again. And social services already told me the only way they're going to take him is if they charge me with something. Like neglect or it's not, I can't do this. Can y'all please help me?
Earlier in his interview, Al made a similar claim about contacting outside services for help with Dakota.
I called the police. The police told me he was being unruly and that when he got a little older, they'll be able to, put him in some type of juvenile center. And I mean, this is the day after he jumped out the window. I mean, I'm traumatized every day. It's a new show.
Al actually did contact the police for help with Dakota on November 18, 2018. Al told the police that when he tried to put Dakota to bed, he started cussing at him and Amanda, told them he just wanted to be disrespectful, and had been going to the bathroom on the floor. When officers arrived, Al told them that he wanted them to take Dakota to the Juvenile Justice Center. Instead, Officer Thames placed Dakota in handcuffs and escorted him to the backseat of his cruiser. The officers noted that Dakota was limping because he'd been injured when he apparently jumped out of the attic window the night before. When asked why he wasn't wearing a cast even though he had been taken to the hospital, Al said Dakota cut it off.
Wow.
The officers never mentioned in their report if they entered the home or if they asked Dakota for his side of the story before they left. Al wasn't the only one to contact the police. On May 14, 2019, about 7 months before Dakota's death, Robin, Dakota's mother, also called the authorities.
Hi, I need to speak with somebody about doing a welfare check on my son, who I believe is in danger right now. And I don't know how you guys do things or how it works or anything, but I believe that his father is abusing him and hurting him, and that he's too scared to tell anybody because his father won't let him talk to anybody. He pulled him out of school. So if you guys need my permission, I'm giving you guys full permission to pull him to the side and speak with him without his...
Wait a minute. So the mother is around. She must be like, why she's not in the picture? He got full custody, so something must be wrong with the mother too. This is just a sickening situation, man, because now I'm wondering what the hell, why the mother ain't in the kid's life. I'm so lost by this shit. What the fuck? What's up with the mother, man? So you know something's going on with your son, but yet you can't do nothing about it. So what is going on here?
His father present.
Robin explained that Al had full custody of Dakota.
I did not know where he was living because he was supposed to be living in Erie, Pennsylvania. Thank God that he caught a drunk driving in Dayton, Ohio, and now I have his address. Locked him in his room. He tried to jump out a window. He sent him to school in a diaper. He pulled him out of school. He whips him with a belt. Just a bunch of stuff that's very concerning to me.
Okay, and you think that he's actively abusing him right now?
Yes, I think he is, yes.
Okay.
I definitely do. Just the way that he's talking to him on the phone, telling him how angry he is with him and how if I don't come and get him, something's going to happen and he's going to take him to a group home and drop him off, and how when he acts up, how he disciplines him with a belt and he'll lock him in the room, and just very demeaning and very vulgar. I don't really know if he's telling the truth or not, but even if he's not, I would feel much better knowing that a police officer pulled my son to the side and talked to him one-on-one to make sure that nothing is going on.
Following Robin's call, officers were dispatched. They reported that Al wouldn't let them inside the house, but spoke to them through the screen door. Al even brought Dakota to the front door. The officers noted that he was properly dressed, but didn't speak very much. When he did, they said he was soft-spoken and polite, and answered their questions by saying yes ma'am or no ma'am. The officers also wrote in their report that Dakota gave no indication that someone was troubling him, and they couldn't see any injuries through the screen door. However, they didn't speak to him one-on-one as Robin had requested. Once again, the police left Dakota with his father without further investigation. The detectives now speaking with Al returned to one of his more disturbing claims.
So your story, I just want to go back to this too. You said this morning, first thing this morning, I think you said around 6 a.m. on a camera, you noticed he was plunging himself, I think was your word?
Yeah.
So he is...
But I wasn't quite sure because the light was off.
Okay, so like, there was like a yellow stool thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
He must have snapped it off because last time I checked, it was still connected inside of the thing.
And that's what he was plunging?
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe what you mean by plunging to me?
All right, so look. He had, a chair like this.
Right.
You take the back off, that's going to sit flat on the ground.
Okay.
And I seen him going like this, you hear me? I wasn't telling it, I wasn't able
So
to
he's
tell.
putting the chair leg in his butt. That's what you're saying he's doing.
Yep, but here's the thing, I wasn't able to tell if that's what he was doing.
What the hell?
Or if he was just taking another. Because every night he'll get up, he'll do stuff like this.
What the hell?
Just, slam it and scream, ah!
When speaking with Jenny, the detectives also asked about the stool leg.
There was part of like a stool or something. What was going on with that?
He would make him sit on it.
No.
He would sit on it when it was part of the chair? Or?
Yeah, when it was all the way together.
What?
He wouldn't stand still with his legs crossed, hands behind his head. And then he brought it back home one day and made him sit.
Oh, come on, cuz. This is out of pocket, bro. What the fuck? Bro, the way that this nigga is sitting here lying and just making it seem like the kid is the aggressor here and all this stuff, and then you hearing her version on how they tortured this nigga. They tortured him. Making him sit on a stool and cross his hands behind his head, cross his legs. This is crazy.
Though this is a passing comment about Dakota standing with his legs crossed and hands behind him, it would come up again later. For the time being, they focused on finding out more about the stool leg.
Did you see Al with this, like one of the legs today?
He hid it behind the dresser in the living room. A part of it, and then the other one was in the sink in the bathroom.
Investigators found the two broken stool legs, one behind the TV and the other in a laundry basket outside the bathroom.
So how far in was it?
I can't say. That's the thing. I don't know.
You don't know?
Because I ripped it out so quick.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so
that's
then he
just
started
inappropriate.
squirting blood everywhere.
Not much. It was just like just a real little bit here, a little bit there.
When Jenny gave her account of what happened that day, she had a troublingly different version of events. She says that first thing in the morning, Dakota was stumbling when he came down for breakfast, and that when he was using the bathroom, Al elbowed him in the back.
Oh my
He'd
God.
been feeding on him, and then he threw him in the bathtub, and it sounded like he was drowning him.
Oh,
So
come
he was
on, bro.
talking to him and telling him he was going to drown him, and it sounded like that because all I heard was splashing because he wouldn't clean his shorts because he came down wet this morning. And he took him back upstairs and threw him out. Then he made him lay on his stomach, hands behind his back, and he stepped on it.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, they gonna tear his ass up. They gonna tear this nigga up in jail. He gonna get it. Yeah, he deserve it. He deserve the father. They gonna tear your ass up in jail, bro. I hope they torture you to the highest extent like you did this little kid, you sick ass nigga. Sicko, bro. What the fuck? Y'all see this shit? This is crazy what we hearing right now.
And then he made him lay in the bed, and he was laying on his side, and then he was at the back of him. I don't know what he was doing out there. I couldn't see. And then he threw him back off the bed, drug him a little bit up from, and then know.
Jenny said after this, she went into her room.
I got woken up by Amanda crying and freaking out. And that's when we left. Because Dakota wasn't breathing.
This is a completely different timeline than the one both Al and Amanda shared. Jenny also reveals more about why she and Amanda left the house to run errands and go to Walgreens.
Do you know what she wanted to talk to her friend at Walgreens about?
I think just to get advice of what to do, but she didn't. All her friend said was don't run because I'd look bad. Because she didn't tell her exactly what was going on.
Despite Amanda's initial claim that she didn't know anything was wrong with Dakota, it seems like she knew a lot more than she's letting on. In fact, Jenny claimed that Amanda was the one who told Al to call 911 in the first place, after realizing Dakota wasn't breathing. Yet in her interview, Amanda continues to feign ignorance about what happened to the 10-year-old.
Explain to me what all these marks are on Dakota.
What marks?
The marks all over his body.
From jumping out the window or what?
No.
Oh my God.
Look at him, so I don't know.
Come on, lady.
These marks on his body.
Get it together.
I don't, he's 10, I don't look at his body. I have no idea.
Like marks on his face, you never noticed the marks on his face?
I didn't see him this morning. I haven't seen him.
Or maybe this big cut that's on his, like around his foot? You never noticed that?
Despite Amanda's denials, Jenny continues to divulge increasingly harrowing details.
Did Dakota take a beating last night? Is that why he was so disoriented today?
He could have, but I went to bed early because I had to get up early.
So it's fair to say maybe he did, maybe he didn't last night.
Right.
Okay. But he gets beat on every day.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
It's unusual when you don't.
Okay. And did you ever try to take him to the doctor or get him medical help or anything?
No.
Can you explain that to me a little bit?
I don't know how to. I tried, but he would come up with an excuse saying Dakota is crazy and he does self-harm and everything. So he just comes up with an excuse that it's all Scott's fault.
Jenny's claim here sounds concerningly similar to everything Al has been telling detectives in his interrogation. While this is worrying, her next revelation adds another heartbreaking element to this devastating case.
Did he kind of confide in you? Did he find you as a safe person?
No, because I told him not to talk to me.
Wow.
The
whole house is sick, bro. This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that sounds all wrong.
Back in Al's interrogation, his statements are just as callous.
I think you're saying that you don't feel bad.
No, I was not saying that. I mean, I don't say that because I don't think I killed my child. I feel bad that he's not with me. But I'm more concerned with what's going on. What was the cause? What did it?
That's what you're concerned about?
Yeah, who did it? Yeah, because maybe somebody else did it. You never know.
The detectives decide to take a quick break from speaking with Al. When they return, they confront him about his own past.
We were looking at your history. It looks like you had a couple, you've got a couple things going on.
All small stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like the child endangering. What was that?
My child was, I went to my baby mama house. I ain't even had custody of kids. I went to sleep a night at my baby mother house. Our kids was 3 and 4 years old. And one of them unlocked the door and went outside. And they was in their diapers playing in the front yard. And that's what it was about. My mom took the kids for a day or two and gave them right back to me.
Al actually has 3 sons, with Dakota being the youngest.
I was just about to ask, where are the other kids at?
As unsettling as this is, Al soon adds another sickening detail to his account, one that he previously withheld until this point.
The only thing I probably did is spank his bottom or hold him down to keep him from eating it. Everything else, I don't know nothing about.
Or put hot sauce on his butt so it'll burn.
What?
That I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I know you did.
Yep.
And why did you do that?
To try to get him to quit crapping on himself.
What?
Yep, my daddy did me like that when I was little. When I used to suck my thumb, he put some hot sauce on, I ain't put it in my mouth no more.
Bruh.
So you think putting hot sauce on his butt would make him not poop?
Maybe it'd burn, because here's the thing, he would try to sit in it for so long to where it built up and just destroyed his skin.
While Al signs a consent form to allow the detective to take a buccal swab, he asks about what Amanda and Jenny are sharing in their version of events.
So you telling me they said that I beat him to death?
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. This shit is like, it's hard to watch this shit. This is sickening, bro. This is some sickening shit that's going on that they doing to a 10-year-old. Like, come on, god damn, what the fuck is going on? Like, nobody could help this kid? Sticking table and chair legs up his ass and putting hot sauce on his butt, drowning him, punching him, kicking him. He's 10 years old, bro. Like, the fuck?
Is that what they saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's very inaccurate.
When you spank him, what do you spank him with?
My hand.
Your hand? You don't use anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Just your hand?
Yup. And that's rarely that, because he was stinking so damn bad that if I touch him, then I'm going to smell for days.
Just minutes later, Al once again changes his story, making it unclear when, if at all, he's telling the truth.
What'd you spank him with?
A spatula.
A spatula?
Yup. It was flat. Yup.
What is this here?
That's a rash. That's from his nastiness. Just a rash. Laying in his piss every day, ate his back up.
No, that's not.
That, I don't know what that is. I thought it was a rash. I've been seeing it for weeks. I actually thought it was a rash.
Come on, man. Cut the bullshit.
What could I have done to cause that? What causes
Drag
that?
him.
Drag him where?
Down the steps?
No, ma'am. No,
On the
ma'am.
carpet?
No, ma'am. We don't have any carpet. I did not drag him.
Just as they've been doing with Al, the detectives continue to confront Amanda with the undeniable images of Dakota's countless injuries.
So you never noticed, you never realized he had these marks all over his body, on his arms, on his hands. You never noticed that stuff?
I'm usually gone. I usually leave.
Come on, man. Shut up.
Let's not play stupid, okay? Because I really don't have a lot of tolerance for stupid.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Especially when it comes to
Stop
kids
that,
lost his
bitch.
life. So this is your chance to explain this to us, because you're not stupid, okay? You can kind of play like you are, but you're not stupid. So let's discuss how this happened to him.
I don't
You do
know.
this to him? Did you do this to him?
No, I
Were you
did
beating
not.
on him?
No,
Okay, who was?
I don't know. I wasn't
You
there.
do know.
I wasn't there.
Come on.
There we go.
But you're still not
Detective
stupid.
over it.
I didn't. Never
She over your
touched him. I
bullshit.
never was around him.
I thought you homeschooled him.
Yeah.
You didn't talk to him?
Barely
You
ever.
never noticed that this kid was probably miserable his entire 10 years, or at least the time that this has been going on, because this didn't just happen.
Though Amanda isn't providing any answers, in her interview, her sister Jenny is clarifying some of the details Al and Amanda didn't agree on.
So he did pretty much stay up in the attic, though.
All right, man, listen. It's clear that these motherfuckers are lying. Clear. And you're starting to see the detective, she's fed up with the lies. This right here, the sister right here, is breaking the case. She's definitely giving up all the info, being as transparent. Even if she is lying, she's telling a lot. I mean, not lying, but even if she is holding back some information, she's giving enough to where it's putting the pieces together. It's definitely putting the pieces of the puzzle together a lot. Everything, if we would have just been going off the father's word and the girlfriend's word, you would have not known all this shit was going on. She's giving graphic detail of all the messiness and just fucking crazy shit the dad is doing to his young man, his son, bro. This is your fucking son, dog, and you just torturing him every day. She says it's unusual if he don't get a beating every day. Just every day, just torturing, beat him. Like, why? What the fuck?
Did he get locked in that room a lot? Yes.
The only time he came down was just go to the bathroom.
There's actually more to this piece of the
Wow.
story, but Jenny wouldn't explain it just yet. When she does, it sheds an entirely new light on the horrendous conditions Dakota lived in. Perhaps without realizing it, Jenny also clarified the reason behind one of the more disturbing accusations Al made about Dakota's behavior.
I guess one night he was pooping upstairs and he ate it. So I don't know what was the deal with all that.
Like he would have gotten in trouble if he had
If there was,
with it?
yeah, he would beat him.
So he ate it?
Yeah.
How do you know he ate it? You saw him?
I guess that's what they said. What he said. What Dakota said, I should say. That he eats it. Yeah.
While Al and Jenny have slowly been painting an appalling picture of Dakota's daily suffering, Amanda has been less than helpful. In her interview, things are about to take a turn.
So let's get back to this. So today a 10-year-old who is going to be 11 very soon, is that correct?
Stacy.
Lost his life somehow. And has marks all over him that couldn't be self-inflicted. So I'd like to know how that happened.
Please.
With Amanda refusing to speak, the investigators have Al run through the day's events once more. And this time around, he includes new unsettling details about the second time he brought Dakota to the bathroom.
And he was in the water going like this and, you know what I mean, shaking and jumping, but I didn't have to hold him down or dunk him in the water. You know, so he was laying on his side doing this. I'm thinking he's just putting on the show again, you know what I mean?
He puts on a show like he's having a seizure?
Oh, yeah. 24/7.
What?
Like this.
Are you sure he's putting on a show? I mean, he had to be in the hospital.
Yes, ma'am, it was not a seizure because, look, I could tell him, like, stop it right now. Here's the sucker many times, and he'd be like, okay, Dad. Thanks, my sucker. You know, it was just a show.
Al's disregard for the seriousness of the situation continues, as he seems only capable of focusing on himself.
Like I said, it really shocked me today. I'm still shocked. This is going to be I'll be in prison for the rest of my life because of this right here. That's my child.
Why are you going to be in prison?
I mean, I'm the man. I'm the only parent. I'm responsible. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to teach him a lesson, but not in the physical aspect.
You taught him a lesson.
It took his life. And I am very sorry. I mean that. It kills me. You hear me? To know that water did that, and then my attitude, the way I've been spanking him. I ain't gonna lie, I did get out of control at times, but not that often. And I thought he would snap back from it. You know what I mean? From his ass whooping.
With Jenny, the detectives dive into some of the other things that went on in the house that Al didn't address.
Hey, I have a question. There was like a dog leash or something hanging in the living room.
Oh, that's toy, because he has a boxing set, and we hang it from that, and he likes to punch on it.
While this may seem like a reasonable answer, investigators were deeply concerned when they found a dog leash hanging from a screw above the couch. When Al was asked about the leash before his interrogation, he claimed Dakota was the one who hung a punching bag from it to get his energy out, not Al's younger brother, as Jenny says. Regardless, Dakota's autopsy would reveal injuries that put both of these answers in question.
Is there anything at all that you can think of, abuse to Dakota, or anything at all that you can think of that you haven't told us that could help us in this investigation?
Sometimes he would strangle him. Like, I seen him not, like, his knees on his chest and his hands on his throat.
As Al's interrogation wraps up, he once again focuses on himself.
All right, question is if I don't know, man. I'm afraid for my life.
Fuck you.
I'm hurt that my child is gone. It's unbelievable. Like I still don't believe right now he's dead.
Shut up, nigga.
Not coming back.
Look at this shit, dog. No compassion, no emotion. I'm afraid for my life. My son is dead, not coming back. No compassion, no emotion. Man, you tortured this kid, bro. Every day, day after day, day after day. And you just keep worrying about yourself. I'm telling y'all, if it wasn't for the sister, this would be neither one. Like, y'all see the girlfriends acting dumb as hell. he acting like he's the perfect father and it's all the kids' fault, they would have been fucking circling, lost. That sister cracked the code.
You're afraid for your life?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Your child's dead and you're afraid for your life.
Right.
I'll be spending the rest of my life in prison. I'm 30 years old. What I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, all because I tried to raise my child the right way and he became defiant and we ran into a situation. But we in Ohio at that too, that's automatic death penalty, ain't it? It is, ain't it?
What are you thinking is death penalty?
They just changed the law.
To look into that, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
They decide to leave Al, but before they go, he makes another plea.
Please, y'all, please don't do it to me.
Just hang on real quick, okay?
I'm only 30, please.
Both Jenny and Amanda were allowed to leave the police station. Before she goes, the investigators attempt to find a way to remain in contact with Jenny, a feat that gives some insight into the dynamics of the house.
Do they keep the phones from you?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have a phone, the internet or phone or whatever.
Why is that? You're a grown-ass woman.
Right, because apparently I tell too many secrets.
Oh, man.
Pretty much that I can't keep my mouth shut.
Though she doesn't have a phone, Jenny promises to stay in contact with the detectives as the investigation continues, and she'll soon reveal even more unthinkable tortures that Dakota endured. Before Al is taken to jail, investigators make sure to photograph the injury he sustained when officers had to restrain him earlier.
Al, go ahead and stand up real quick for me. In case that won't. No, turn around and face me. Okay. No, look at me first. There you go. Take your look. What's your name? Full time. This is coming up pretty bad.
A few minutes later, they return again.
All right, man. Go stand up. Put your hands around your back. We're going to take you to the valley because you checked out. All right?
Can you tell me what I'm being charged with?
Right now, murder and child endangering.
Murder?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Get your ass up out of here.
What does murder mean? Like
Murder means you killed your child.
I planned it.
What's that?
That means I planned it or something?
No, I didn't say you planned it.
What?
What I'm saying is that you murdered your son.
Anybody else being charged?
They haven't decided yet.
Once at the hospital, Al was overheard speaking to himself.
He keep doing that shit. He keep dropping a subliminal. Anybody else? Anybody else? He basically saying the girlfriend. Nigga, she in on this shit with us. I'm surprised they let her walk, but at the same time, the sister, all they was highlighting was the shit she was saying about the dad, what he was doing. But I'm surprised they even trusted to let the sister back out, knowing that she said, like, they say she talks too much. Like she ain't, well, I mean, there's nothing they can really do, though. Like, the sister gonna hurt the other. The sister who talks too much is gonna get hurt by the sister who was torturing the kid. I feel like she spilled all the beans.
And police reports state that he said at least 7 times out loud that, quote, he must have drowned because I did not beat his ass that bad today. Investigators also had the heartbreaking task of informing Robin, Dakota's mother, of his death.
So you beat him to death, pretty much, right? He beat my son to death.
That's possible. He definitely had a lot of injuries. Did Al make comments to you?
Yes, he did.
What did he
Lots of comments about how he was going to kill him, about how he beat him, about how he beat him with a belt because his son was gay, and about how I will never see him again. All types of stuff. I stopped answering the phone because it was just nothing but traumatizing for me and my son. I went to social services. I told them that he was going to kill him. I told him he removed him from school, he removed him from people he cared about, and he is beating him on a daily basis, that it was only a matter of time before he killed my son. I told them that. I told them that. And look at what happened.
After a few moments, Robin recovers and asks about the other people involved in the case.
And where is that Amanda? Where is she? Where is she?
Amanda. Tell me about Amanda.
She's a no-good piece of... How could a woman stand there and allow him to beat on that baby like that?
Right.
How? She claims she loved him.
I'm so sorry, Robin.
I
haven't seen him since he was 5.
Damn, chainsaw was
That was
5
the
years.
last time I seen him.
Well, I'm going to do everything in my power to get justice for Dakota, okay?
Yeah, because if you don't, I'm going to kill him a goddamn self. You know, did he do that to a little baby? He was just a baby.
I know.
Do you guys have the death penalty down there?
Yes, we do. This is still under investigation, though, okay?
Amanda had remained steadfast during her interview, and even after Al was arrested, she stayed in close contact with him. They spoke over the phone and recorded jail calls discussing the case.
They're trying to see if they have enough to indict me. I got $100 million bond.
No, $1 million.
Million?
There.
Yeah, $1 million bond. And what are they charging me with?
It said 4 counts of child endangerment.
Right. And I hear here they give you a lot of time for that. And the only time I ever did anything to him was try to get him to control himself. That's the story. Stick to it. You always got to be my witness. That voice is gone.
I'm going to be there for you, baby.
If Dakota was alive, he would speak for me.
I know.
But you my voice. You my only voice.
While they mostly reassured each other, Al also occasionally reminisced about Dakota.
But I'll just think about his last days. He kissed me on both sides of my face. Told me he loved me. Remember when you went to go get the hair dryer?
Yeah.
So he kept telling me, Daddy, I love you. Daddy, I love you. I love you, Daddy.
However, the couple also discusses the third person involved in the case, Jenny.
So Jenny free too?
Yeah, they let her out first.
Right. No worries. You hear me? Like I said, just you make sure you inform somebody of that girl's mental condition.
I told them that she's got bipolar and ADHD, and when they put her on the stand Monday, she's not going to be able to handle it.
Right.
She's too crazy.
Right. I'm already hit.
This wasn't the only time they discussed Jenny. It seems they learned she had shared far more than they did with police. During another call, they attempt to speak in code.
So Jenny says she's trying to take me down, huh? But yep, that dog don't shut up. Got to go. So try to tame it the best you can.
Every day I've been telling that dog to stop barking.
Man, that's them speaking in code. That's them speaking in code. That was terrible. You better tame that dog. Every day I'm trying to tame it.
Right. It won't stop.
Just bark over me.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, we'll be getting a new barking collar. And remember, talk to the dog.
All right, baby.
Talk to beeping collar and all that. Let that dog know it's very important. You hear me?
No.
That he stay quiet.
While it's unclear what exactly happened after this call, when Jenny came to speak with police again a few days after her first interview, she made some dramatic changes to her story.
Is there anything else you think we should know?
Are they keeping a collar on the sister's neck? They got a dog collar on the sister's neck. What is that collar about?
Anything else come up?
Not really. Just, I know Dakota pretty much did this, he didn't do it mainly to himself, but he always, because Al doesn't abuse him, he just disciplined him. He just, used a spatula to spank his hands and his butt. But when I told you that he stomped on him that day, I didn't.
Okay, let me stop you real quick. I know that Amanda's manipulating you.
No, she is not. No,
yes,
she is not. No, she's not. I'm telling you what is going on. Why would Amanda tell me things to say?
Because your story has consistently changed every time.
Yeah, it could, but I could remember some stuff too.
Jennifer, you're about to get self-caught and interrogated. We have jail calls. We have conversations between Al and Amanda where they're telling you that you're a dog and that you need to get that dog to shut the fuck up.
Yes,
because if that dog talks, that dog's going to get pounded.
They got her. Here she goes. She's breaking down.
All right, we have the jail call. So all you're doing right now is you're lying for 2 individuals that physically abused a child for years.
Here we go.
That's what's happening.
And I think she probably still mentally abuses you, and I'm not okay with it. Okay? What can we do to help you, Jennifer?
Remember they said if she took the stand, she couldn't handle it? Well, this is prime example right here. She's in an interrogation room, and all they had to do was just apply the pressure. She folded. Boom. Now she finna tell it all. Tell it all.
I know she's your sister, but she is not a good person.
While Jenny may have shut down for now, she would speak to police one more time, and when she did, She didn't hold anything back.
Tell it all.
Before she did,
There
though,
you go.
Amanda and Al continued to speak and recorded jail calls. This time, they discussed Dakota's cause of death.
The lady said that his autopsy came back at cardiac arrest.
Heart just stopped.
Yeah.
Right.
It happens to over 2,000 kids a year between the ages of 10 and 19.
Right, but I know I can't do life in prison over this.
Though it's unclear where exactly Amanda heard this information about Dakota's death, it wasn't accurate. In fact, his autopsy revealed the horrific extent of his injuries, and it's nothing short of brutal. Dakota had injuries to almost every part of his body.
Jeez.
He had hundreds of healed and new lacerations and abrasions to his head, face, mouth, neck, chest, abdomen, back, buttocks, arms, hands, legs, and feet, and extensive bruising. Many of the injuries were considered to be in defensive locations. Deep bruising was observed to all areas of the head, and his buttocks was bruised all the way to the bone. On his back there was a type of branding of 4 letters, beginning with the letter T. The most significant injury was severe bruising to the back of the neck, through all layers of neck muscle directly over the spine. This kind of injury is typically only seen in catastrophic events such as a severe car accident. Dakota's cause of death was listed as multiple blunt force trauma in combination with compressive asphyxia and water submersion. By the time Jenny came in for her 3rd interview, she was once again ready to speak. This time, she revealed more details about something she only mentioned in passing previously, the strange positions Dakota had to stand in. She stated that the surveillance system was set up so that they could watch Dakota all day, because Al forced him to stand in specific punishment positions the entire time he was upstairs.
I'm going to get up and show you stuff that Dakota's supposed to do. So he's supposed to stand like this, with his sometimes hands behind his head, sometimes behind his back. So if he goes like this, or like just uncrosses them, Al freaks out. And then I know this is going to be weird, but another thing, he's supposed to go like this, and he's supposed to bend over, just like this, and then have his hands spread out like that.
What?
So, yeah, and if he's not doing that, I have to tell Al, and that's
like all the time while he's up there, so he's not touching anything?
Yeah.
So for like hours, he's supposed to be doing that?
Until 7 in the morning, till about sometimes 3, 4 in the morning.
What?
It's almost 24 hours. Well, 20 hours.
Bruh. What? This nigga done lost his mind. Tell him I'm not doing life for this. You making a kid stand up there for 20 hours doing a position. All those lacerations, blunt force traumas. Man, this is crazy, bro. This is the most disturbing shit I've ever watched, bro. Hands down. I thought I ran across a disturbing video last week. This one tops it, times 10. This is probably the most disturbing video reaction I've ever watched.
Hours, essentially.
That he's just supposed to stand there either with his legs crossed and over.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
I guess that was supposed to make him start listening, get things through his head, that he's stopped going to the bathroom on himself. I don't know.
As truly horrifying as this new information is, Jenny made another shocking claim.
He just likes getting into trouble is what he always said.
Who always said?
Dakota. He always been like that ever since, I don't know how long, but he always said he just likes getting into trouble.
Is this your way of thinking where he was acting up, or is this what Al says? Like he keeps acting up? Like where are you getting that that's acting out for him?
That's what Dakota always says.
Dakota would say what?
That he likes he does it just to get his beatings, and he just, I guess he always, I don't know, he just always said that he...
When did he say that?
I always ask him why he does it, and he always says, because I like getting my beatings, I just, stuff like that.
You heard him say that?
Yeah, he always said that when I asked him.
Following this interview, both Amanda and Jenny were arrested for child endangerment.
There you go.
Despite now being behind bars, Amanda still found a way to continue communicating with Al. During a jail call with her mother, Amanda set up how they would stay in contact.
I ain't been on the kiosk yet. As soon as I get on there, I'm going to send a message for you to send to him.
Amanda sent her mother messages intended for Al, who would then pass them to Al. When he replied, Amanda's mother would send them back to her daughter. That way, they were able to stay in contact when they weren't supposed to. They were able to keep this up for a few months before Amanda's mom was warned that she would lose communication with her daughters if she continued. However, Amanda wasn't the only person Al spoke to while behind bars. One of his friends also called him.
Everywhere I go, they're going to try to kill me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, bro.
I know, bro.
I feel for you, man. You about to have a hard bed, bro.
Yeah, even in the state, bro, it's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's going to, man. Yeah, prepare yourself for this.
Oh, yeah, they about to fuck you over, nigga. Fuck this nigga over. Zero sympathy for child abusers. We have zero sympathy for child abusers, nigga. In the prison system, they about to fuck you over, nigga.
Nothing like this, though, huh?
Nah, once you get to the joint, man, it's different, man. I hope you beat the case, but it's not looking like you're going to, you hear me?
Man, you going straight to Madison, you're going to be in the blue suit, then you labor as a sex offender for the rest of your life, man.
I'm not even worried about that. You're talking about giving me life.
I know, you hear me? Yeah.
But then you got, man, you, Amanda, and Jenny, they turned against you, bro. They about to be co-defendants against you, bro. You know that, don't you?
I mean, I can't speak on that type of situation.
Yeah, it's already out there talking about you did this, you did that, you the one doing this. They terrified of you. You hear me? That's what they saying. Yeah, that's what your girl's saying, bro. They trying to get out of this. You know what I'm saying?
It seems Al's friend was at least partially correct about Jenny and Amanda speaking with police, as Amanda discussed with her mom in a recorded jail call.
I got a message from my lawyer. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're trying to say that I'm basically between Jenny and Al, and that Jenny, I don't know how we worded it, like mine is higher than Jenny's or something, which is ridiculous because Jenny was there all the time.
Why not?
And Jenny just pleaded out today.
Today she went to court?
I don't know if she made a plea deal. And so now with her making a plea deal and they're trying to say I'm higher than her, mine's going to look worse.
Amanda and Jenny's mom even spoke with investigators about her daughter's situation.
She says she will not testify against him because she loves him so much. Well, he needs to wake up.
No, I think that she's going to learn things about Al that she may not know.
I want to know what Jenny's plea deal was. I'm sure they're going to tell us. I hope they tell us. It's only 2 minutes left. I hope they tell us what her plea deal was. But Jenny said, it was obvious they had to know that Jenny was the one that was going to spill. They obviously said she can't hold water. She talks too much, all that. Woo, woo. So for him to still be standing on that rock that he's a victim and he didn't do nothing, and then his only concern is nothing. He hasn't shown no compassion for his son's death at all. None this video. All he keeps worrying about is him and going to jail and being scared of jail. I'm 30 years old. I'm too young. I can't go there. It's too late for all that, nigga. It's too late for all that, nigga. They about to do you like you did your son and that motherfucker.
You know, Al wasn't all just about Amanda, and unfortunately, I think it was a lot more one way.
While it isn't clear what changed her mind, Amanda didn't stay loyal to Al. Just like her sister, she eventually attempted to make a deal with the prosecutor.
So now they're trying to say that they don't want to offer me a deal, and I don't know.
No, maybe we can work something out.
Oh, no. I told him it's not fair. So I went home. I should have told him I was in an abuse relationship for years. If I got witnesses, every time I try to leave, he threatened me and my family. And
I mean, I know you still love him, but there's nothing there.
yeah, I know, but now Jenny gets a deal, and I'm stuck going to prison for being in a relationship.
Despite Amanda's attempts to make a deal to lessen her sentence, she eventually pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter and 2 counts of child endangerment and was sentenced to a minimum of 22 years in prison.
Get her out the paint.
Amanda later appealed her sentence, but will remain behind bars until at least 2041. Jenny also pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and child endangerment, but because she cooperated with investigators, she was sentenced to at least 8 years in prison.
Get her out the
Al
paint.
McLean pleaded guilty to murder, kidnapping, rape, and child endangerment. He was sentenced to 51 years to life in prison.
Yeah, get that fuck nigga out of here. That fuck nigga out of here. That fuck nigga out of here. We have zero sympathy for child abusers, bro. You know what I mean? We is not saying free him. Nah, nigga, fuck you, nigga. Rot in jail, die in jail. You tortured a 10-year-old like he was trash, nigga. Like, come on, nigga. You probably wouldn't even do that to a grown man. You wouldn't even probably raise your fist to a grown man. You know what I mean? You one of them type niggas. You giving those vibes. Because instantly you scared of jail. That's all you thinking about. I'm scared. I can't be in there. I'm 30 years old. I can't be in there. You was pussy. You a pussy nigga. You tucked that shit out on you. It was probably done to you in your childhood. You was probably tortured by your dad, and now you did that to your own son. Luckily for the other 2 sons, he got 3 sons total, and he had child endangerment with them. But luckily, whatever the case is, they must be with their mother. I don't know what happened with the mother here. The son was 10. She said she lost her son at 5 years old. She ain't seen him in 5 years. So somebody took it upon themselves to say, okay, this mother's not fit for the child. Let's give it to the father. Who the fuck made that decision? Who the fuck made that decision, and what was that based on? Because you led him to a like if the mother was worse than him, what was the mother doing for the child to be taken away? Did she go to jail? Was she on drugs? Like, but back to him. Hope you rot in jail, my boy. Fuck you. You tortured this young man. All of them need to go down. The one that's ADHD, clearly they like, yeah, she's in on it too. She's a part of it too. But clearly they had control over her and was threatening her. But she's still a part of it because she had to watch the camera. That was one thing I heard that stood out. She said she the one that had to watch the cameras every day. So she had to watch. So she knew everything that was going on, watching everything. And reporting in if something went wrong, she reported it out. And to make him do like all these positions for 20 hours and just beat him and drag him and stick up chair legs in his ass and hot sauce. That is crazy. Like, this is a 10-year-old, bro. Like, what is up with you, homie? Yeah, they're going to have a field day with you in prison, though, man. They're going to have a field day with you. You know what I mean? You're out of here, brother. You're out of here, nigga. Yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Everybody leave a comment right now. Let me know what y'all think of this nigga in the comment section, man. Rest in peace to that young man. Rotten hell to the dad and all them motherfuckers. They all some sickos, man. But right now, smash the like button. Oh, this is, let me get y'all the video. Hold on, let me go back. This was called Evil Dad Live Streams 10-Year-Old Son's Torture. That's on the Explore With Us page. Already gave it a like. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all check that out, man.
Grab it out.
And yeah, smash the like button and get ready for the next reaction.